Not really, because one of the things I do is I watch really close who I work with.
Oh yeah.
And
but you parted ways with your work because of your work.
You're exactly right. My work, no. Oh, I thought you was just talking about ministry.
No, just any friends, anybody that didn't agree with what you were doing or saying.
I have to. I've even got
saying you're a kook or you're this or you're that. No, not your ministry people. Anybody in general.
Yeah. Anybody. You can't live double lives. That's just the fact of it. You either live for God or you're not living for God.
There are people that I call acquaintances that were friends, but they're acquaintances now because they don't understand what I'm doing. They're all about the country club and the golf and the other stuff, but yet they have money, but they haven't given me a dime.
Right.
So
you know, I've got family right now that is on the same boat, and you have to just call it like it is, you know, and say, hey, if you don't want to be part of my life, that's fine. Because I got the most awesome family right here, and we work together for this. Yeah, if you can't be in ministry and say you haven't done that, because if you love God, you're eventually going to have to cut somebody loose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it's I don't know that there's been anybody that I've had to totally cut off. I mean, nobody's really said, you know, I disagree with what you're doing. Everybody's kind of supportive. But it's almost like, hey, you're doing great. Oh, hey, did you see the basketball game? You know, they'll change the subject. They don't want to actually dive in and find out what you do and why you do what you do.
Right. Give me 1 second. Let me run in the house real quick.
You're good.
Because if I don't, I'm about to have an accident here. My wife asked, would you like a cup of coffee?
I am good. Thank you very much. All good, brother.
All right, go ahead. I apologize.
You're good. You're good, bud. Okay, so I'm going to have to speed up a little bit just because I'm going to run out of video. Tell me, so what barriers were there, like logistically or like actually going out wise and spiritually to what you're doing? What was standing in the way? I know money. Right. We all have money.
Right.
I know that.
One of the biggest things that stands in the way is the issues with who's doing what. And everywhere you go in ministry, and I talked to you a little bit about this a while ago, people are territorial. And you start getting into situations, well, why are you over here when this is where I live and I'm going to do this?
Yeah.
That's a major barrier. You know, it's two different lifestyles to deal with. I had to learn to be homeless. And that's just a fact of it. Because I had to learn, when I go out with people, I tell every pastor that goes out with me, if I start talking ugly, you just got to live with it or don't go. Because if I have to get down and get dirty with these guys, I have to get down and get dirty.
Yeah.
You know, I talk a different language than anyone else does when I'm out there, and You know, if I have to throat punch them and do whatever it takes to do what I got to do, I got to do it, because that's a lifestyle.
That's right.
And that's a cultural difference.
That's right. They don't know anything different.
They don't know anything different. And that's just like me going to a foreign language or foreign country and speaking a foreign language. I either go into these camps where you're tiptoeing because of needles everywhere and the drugs, and you know you got to live with it, or don't go in there. If you're that tender, don't go, because you can't.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but that is a whole barrier within itself, is learning how to live like they live.
And getting them to trust you.
Yeah.
That's enormous. Who supports your ministry financially?
We do. Everybody that can. We take donations when it comes in. We do a lot of yard sales. I do a lot of, I paint, not only for us, but what I can to sell for this. I do my little decals that I sell, you know, and sell away. And I've got, you know, Antioch has been wonderful. They give me a little check each month, and that keeps me out on the streets and able to do what I do. And you know, I just take donations. Whatever comes in. We have yard sales. I say, hey, I'm fixing to have a yard sale to raise money for the ministry, and I wake up the next morning and there's 3 or 4 trailer loads sitting out here. And I mean, God's, you know.
But it causes you more work.
It does cause me more work.
And it's and sometimes, you know, and that one question about what do you dread?
Yeah.
That's got to be there, because they're bringing so much stuff. You don't have time to make a living. You're out there doing that on a nice day. You're outside and you're sorting through this stuff and you're trying to get ready for yard.
But nothing that you do is given. God didn't say none of this is going to be easy. He just says, shut up and listen to me and do what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I could sit back and paint, but you know what? That's the reason that the guy comes over and says, hey, look here, I like that painting right there. I'm going to take that with me. I said, okay, I appreciate that, brother. You know, what do you want? I'll take $70 for it. He said, okay, here's $100. You know, it makes a difference. You know, it makes a difference. But you're right. I'm doing a diaper drive because we're fixing to give away a bunch of diapers at some events coming up. We set up that tent. But here's the biggest problem with that is I say, hey, I'm doing a diaper drive. When can you come get them? I can't come get them, dude. Look, can't you collect these from me? Can't you take that weight off my shoulder?
Their heart's not in the same place as ours.
Right.
And you see, we're willing to drop everything and go do it to a point. And then you go, I'm burnt. I'm out of time. I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. You're going to have to help me out. And that's why partners that have the same heart are worth 50 times their goal.
You're right. You're right.
Because they'll get up, they'll pick up the stuff and they'll go do it.
Now I have, when I get a bunch of food in, I'll make a post that, hey, I need people to put food kits together. Bam, 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 bam. I have people that'll fly in here just to snag them and drag them because they want to make sure to put food kits together. But they know that gives me time to go sit in there with my wife and sit down and keep my shoes off and watch a movie, be lazy.
Yeah.
Or take her to a movie or do whatever we got to do. Right. And something's getting done, because if you're not doing it, I got to do it.
Yeah, so I have 2 churches down in Nancy County that I could ask right now to do something and it would get done, and they wouldn't even ask me anything about it. Deep Creek Baptist and Mineral Springs. Right. There's a few more that will help us, but those 2, I don't have to do a thing. I mean, they're saying, look, he's already going to do this, so we got to do this to help him. Right.
Antioch, where I go to church now, where Trent pastors, all I got to do is say, hey, Trent, and it's on it. Yeah. Of course, they love him enough, they're not going to argue.
That's right.
But that's a ministry-oriented church.
And you see, they have the same heart.
They have the same heart.
That's those 2 down in Nancy County.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to tell you who else has got that heart is Elevation.
Right.
I didn't know it until we do some work for them. I didn't know it until I started getting to know them. They're a phenomenal church. They have their issues. I get it, and they have misconceptions and other stuff. But they're those youth, those people turn out in hundreds. They gave us 500 backpacks for these kids last week. And it's just, anyway.
That's good.
Oh man, at 10, what, 12, $14 a backpack.
Right.
That's a lot of money. Services you provide, I know we talked about that. How do people know what to do and how do you get the word out? I know Facebook is
social media, man.
I mean,
social media. I go speak to churches. I speak at events. I speak at different programs. I carry papers with me everywhere I go, and if I'm walking in Walmart, I start telling. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, man. Wherever I go, you don't give me an opportunity to tell about serving God because I'm wide open about it. And all you got to do is open your mouth about serving God. People want to know what you're doing.
That's right.
Does that mean they're going to do it? No, it doesn't.
No. But when I go buy shoes and I've got 2 carts full of shoes, they'll start asking me.
People want to know.
They'll ask me, and there'll be a lot of people that go, God bless you for that. But if I were the one behind somebody with those shoes, I would say, how can I help?
Right.
But there's only. I mean, it's a really tiny percentage of people that are going to do that.
I got a message on Facebook a while ago that says, hey, look here, I run across this really awesome deal where Walmart partners with small things like you do, and Walmart will partner with you to get you supplies that you need if you go through this program right here. And I sit here doing all the research on this, and here's the information so you can look it up. I said, you know what, I really appreciate that, but could you not look this up for me and do this work?
Mm-hmm.
I could. I said, okay. Is that a yes you will or a no you won't? Because if not, I'm going to let it fall right here because I don't have time to take on anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing.
They said no?
No, she said she would.
Oh.
She actually said she would. Now, will she? I don't know. I umbrella under a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And me and him very seldom ever talk to each other because he's got his thing going on, I got mine, and he gets after me because of this, because we don't ever sit down and talk. I said, I ain't got time to chit-chat with you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I told you that in the beginning. I ain't got time to talk. I got too much going on.
Which nonprofit?
Rainbow Promise Enterprises. And they are really awesome, man. They're not big at all, but they're super. They provide food. 10,000 pounds of food, $300. Come on, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And he can't get people to go along with it because there's too much politics in these towns.
But politics, man, is absolutely. If it's not your idea,
they ain't letting it happen.
They're not letting it happen, or they're just going to turn their back on it and not even wish you well.
I've seen him go into the projects and them guys not even have to pay a dime for the food, okay? And then tell him no, we don't want it. Because we're not giving them a handout. We want them to be lifting themselves up. He said it's free. I don't care.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
So we talked about churches and groups. Tell me and I know one of them, and it's already part of the book. It was the one with the needles and the guy yelling at the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me like the worst situations that you've seen. Not that one, because we already talked about that one, and I wrote it already.
Right.
But tell me about the worst situations that you've seen out on the streets.
Trent has had a knife pulled on it, and Trent talked the guy down.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. Trent had a knife pulled on him, and it was a box cutter. The guy pulled it on him, and he was sitting there talking, and Trent just chilled him out. The guy, we was invading his space. We were wrong, not him.
Yeah, of course.
And
that's why he's in the spot he's in.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
But we talked him down. We've been in the situations where we've been in the middle of gang fights. The Bloods and the Crips. We were sitting there serving these cats, and next thing I know, right out of nowhere, this girl comes up running, and she's just mouthing, cussing, raising Cain, and the blood starts flying. They're fist fighting, and I've got a blind guy standing right here with me that I'm trying to get out of harm's way.
Yeah.
And as this going on, we finally get it to slow down enough that we can talk some common sense into them, and it's cold outside, and we give them some hot chocolate.
Yeah.
We get this group separated. As they're talking, we shuttle them on about their business. You know, they're bleeding to death, and we just go. And then when it was done, I got the opportunity to pray with these people. 2 different gangs I'm praying with out there in a parking lot. And finally, one of the gang members comes back and tells me that she's sorry that she disrespected me and my God standing out there. Okay?
That's big for her because they don't say I'm sorry.
No. She come back and apologized to me. I've been confronted by MS-13 out on the streets.
Wow.
Because, up in Charlotte, because of what I'm doing out there. Why am I where I am? And I have to let them know, I'm not trying to cause them any issues out there. I'm just out there to serve God because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And get to pray with them. Now, does it do any good? I don't know. But I know I serve an awesome God, and if He can change me, He can change anybody.
And it may take effect 5 years from now.
Who knows? It's going to be something happening in his life. I've walked up to drug dealers changing money in their hands and guns out, and just between them in their hands, and look at them laughing, man, and they said, "You're an idiot, dude. You're an idiot. Do you not see what we're doing?" I said, "That's okay. You know what? I'm out here working with these homeless. Can I pray with you? Suit yourself, dude. If you think it's going to help, pray." And I get to pray with them. Does it done any good? Probably not. But you know what? I felt good about it.
Hey, that's all He's told you to do?
That's all. I did what He told me to do.
That's it. All right, last one is, was there an event or situation or a person, somebody that made you want to quit?
Not yet. Not yet.
Been close?
Now, I get discouraged. I get really discouraged. But you know what discourages me more than any homeless person out there? And you know what discourages me more than... a homeless person doesn't discourage me because I realize that if I was living on the streets, I'd be doing dope too, probably. I can't say I wouldn't.
To cope and to get by.
To cope. I'd do what they do.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd steal. I'd do whatever it took. I'd do whatever it took to get by.
So that's what people don't understand is when they come through on our shoe missions and there's a mom and she's taking different size shoes, my wife gets upset about it. But I understand that she's preparing for the next 6 months for that little boy who's fixing to grow out of these and get new ones.
Right.
I can't.
But here's the thing: you're not getting upset. You've learned to cope because you know what? That's what we do.
Yeah.
But what